Hello everyone and happy 4th of July weekend. I'm Shannon SLATTON. This weekend is definitely a different one than in years past. Usually here at CCX Media we are preparing for several summer festivals, but of course those are canceled because of COVID-19. However, that doesn't mean our communities aren't getting creative to express themselves and enjoy the summer. Here's a look at a few stories where our citizens are celebrating their creative side.
Kind of slapping some paint on the wall is always a magical time.
At one time or another, every household needs to undergo a painting project.
A little bit of brightness in the neighborhood.
But most paint jobs don't look quite like what Shawn McCann is doing in his crystal driveway near 34th and Lee.
I've done some chalk drawings on my driveway, but not too many things like this.
McCann is a full-time muralist and street artist who specializes in doing large-scale pieces on ceilings and walls. This month, he decided to put his talents on display from the relative comfort of home.
Very rarely do you get to see artists actually work. Most of the time they're in their studios painting, and then you just see a finished piece, and so it's kind of an extra special treat to be able to see the art created over a course of time.
Many of his neighbors would agree.
We got to celebrate guys like you guys, you know that.
As a constant stream of people stopped by to see the artist in action.
I think when you see creativity instead of the pain and sorrow that people are experiencing, it brings really a warm spot in our heart.
But as popular as these paintings may be,
Oh, there have been at least a couple hundred, I suppose.
they're not a permanent summertime fixture. McCann is the artistic director and co-founder of the Maple Grove Chalkfest, which takes place every year on Main Street.
I helped start the festival 5 years ago.
The pieces in his driveway are part of a larger collection that will be on display at this year's Chalkfest on August 29th and 30th.
A lot of times we would paint them the week of the festival, but since we postponed it because of COVID and stuff, wanted to just get a few of these done prior.
When the work is done, the murals will come down and stay in storage until the August event. In the meantime, the neighbors will enjoy the temporary roadside attraction while it lasts.
Well, thanks for sharing your gift because it's just gorgeous.
In Crystal, DELANE, Cleveland, CCX News. Hi, I'm DELANE, Cleveland in downtown Osseo, where something exciting is happening at the building on 240 Central Avenue on the side of Chic Lash and Glow Studio. Joining me now to talk more about what's happening is LULU DANZIG, the creative director of LULU Juju. So first, tell me what is happening here on the side of this building.
We have created a custom mural for our clients, Sheila and Kristen, who own the Chic Lash and Glow Studio. They wanted something that would represent the spirit of celebration and bring some liveliness to the neighborhood and some color, and also inspire people to take photos interacting and get people outside.
Maybe tell me a little bit about the mural. What is it that we're looking at here?
What you can see is it's actually a full wraparound. So this is one side. We've got kind of a big moment here that's going to eventually say, "It was all a dream." And then it's surrounded with peonies and eucalyptus, and it also wraps around the front entrance of their building. And those peonies and eucalyptus are kind of a staple in their branding.
How well do you know the immediate geographical area where you live?
You know, it actually fell in my lap, this opportunity, I have to admit.
A local publisher was looking for someone to write a certain kind of book.
I talked to tons of locals. I reached out all over the place and got in my car and explored and read a lot.
Lifelong Minnesotan and Plymouth resident Julie Jo Severson was up for the task. Secret Twin Cities is the result.
I really picked the brains of a lot of different locals, from archivists to bartenders to food truck drivers. I just asked everybody.
Part travelogue, part guidebook, Secret Twin Cities introduces you to delightful oddities and fascinating places, all with their own backstory.
My kids always laughed because I always had a big, giant, crinkly, old-fashioned map.
Did you know that the 45th parallel runs right through the Twin Cities, and if you stand on that spot, You'll be exactly halfway between the North Pole and the equator.
It enters the Twin Cities in the western suburbs through Plymouth, goes over Medicine Lake, and there's a marker there, right? As you walk around Medicine Lake, you'll pass by a sign, and then it goes through Golden Valley.
Do you know where there is a life-size wooden carving of a diver wearing an actual diving helmet?
I call it the Corner Lot Diver. It doesn't really have an official name.
He's in Plymouth, but to find out the backstory, read the book. Or what about this place? It's straight out of a movie set.
It's just unbelievable that you don't see it. You can drive by it all day and not know it's there, but it's this 110-foot tower but on top of a hill.
The story behind this imposing and beautiful work is nicely told in the book. When I stepped into this place, my jaw dropped. It was like I was standing in the middle of an 1800s street carnival.
During the process, I just kept reading more and more history, and this book is filled with artists and entrepreneurs, but not necessarily the well-known ones, but they're just doing what they love.
The book will inspire you and your family to get out and explore. I wanted to get to more spots for this story, but you can't always get what you want, which took me to Excelsior. In the book, Julie Jo explains the connection between this bench, Mr. Jimmy, and the Rolling Stones.
I fell in love with Minnesotans and the history and what got us to where we are today.
While you can't always get what you want, if you try sometimes, like Julie Jo did, you just might find you get what you need. In Excelsior, Neil Pursley, CCX News. Thanks, Mr. Jimmy.